Amazon.com bestseller called Start a Paid Membership Site, and I'm also the author of the new video home study course called Mini Membership Site Expert. It's a beautiful Friday morning here, and so I thought I'd come down to the lake not far from my house. Normally at this lake I come down and I drop my daughter at school, which is just up the road from this lake, and then I run back home to my home office, and I go running past the lake. And the reason I like to do that each morning is I like to take the time to watch people going off to work, or people with their model yacht boats and things like that, and people just doing their thing. And it's a good place for me to get ideas. For example, the idea that I got for this video, which is on turning your WordPress blog into a membership site, I got that while I was just jogging past. In this video, what I want to do was show you how you can take an ordinary WordPress blog and you convert that into a membership site. You'll normally fall into one of two categories. And the first category is you may have a blog, but it's not established yet, meaning you don't have people really coming to it. You may not have much content on it or any content at all. And also in this category I consider people who have just thought about a blog but haven't done a blog yet. And then the second category is, of course, a person who has an established blog, meaning they have visitors, they have returning visitors, people who are subscribed to the blog and watching it. This video, of course, is all about monetizing your blog. Now, the common process for monetizing a blog that most people use is to run ads on the blog, and that's great. You can make a lot of income just simply by running ads on a blog. But there's also another way that you can do it, and that's by offering premium content, and that's where a membership site comes into play. The first thing I'd like to reinforce is that you should always have a combination of free content and paid content. And it's simply because people expect that there'll be free content on a blog, so you should give them what they expect, especially if you already have a somewhat established blog. The second reason is that you should let your content do your selling. And that means that people have an opportunity to read some of your content and to see how good it is before they sign up and pay for your premium content. So these strategies will focus mainly on the premium content, but you need to remember to still give them that free content and let it do the selling for you. The first method that we use is a strategy that is more suitable to a site that is relatively new or one that hasn't been set up yet. So it's not an established blog, and when you see the strategy you'll understand the reason for that. You can use it with an established site, but you have to be very careful, and the reason for that is with an established blog people already have the expectancy that all of your content is free, which is why we have a second strategy that we use for that. So with this one we've called it truncated content. Truncated means to cut off. So we give them some content, but then it's cut off and they have to pay to access our premium content. Now remember, if you've got, and this applies to even if you have a following already, when people like your content, they want to be able to access privileged content. And so privileged content means content that isn't available to the general public, which means they have to pay for it. And people and customers and visitors are more than happy to pay for content if they feel they're going to get some kind of advantage in their business or whatever the topic might be. This particular blog was set up years ago, and it's been very successful at building up my membership site. And from the very first blog post that we put on here, we've used the truncated principle of giving some content, but as I said, cutting it off. And what I'd like to do is just run through and show you some of the blog posts. Now, as I mentioned, it's important that you mix it up a little bit and you have some posts that are entirely free. So we put some really good content on there and we put all of the content. But a lot of the times we'll put a decent amount of the content but then cut it off. And let me give you an example of that. I'll see if I can find a good one here. As you can see here, you've got the headline, WordPress blog into instant membership site using a simple plugin. And we actually use our own software called MemberSmart Pro with the WordPress plugin that allows you to be able to set how many characters or paragraphs you'd like to display before it truncates it, before it cuts it off. And so for this particular blog here, you'll notice that it gives a decent amount of article content, and in fact it includes a video here. But then when it gets down to near the bottom, it says here, to read the rest of this article, please log in. If you're not a member, so it just says not a member, click here to sign up. And this is where our premium content clicks into play. So we're giving them a lot of content that they can use, and if they don't want to sign up, they can still learn a lot from this particular blog post and from all of our blog posts. But if they'd like to get the privileged information and access our premium content, then they'd have to click here and sign up. Now, of course, when they click here and sign up, it gives them the option to create a membership and access the rest of the content. Because we allow so much content to appear on the blog before we cut it off, this allows the search engines to pick up keywords used in your article or your post. And it gives you the advantage of getting search engine rankings even though you're not providing all of your content. So it's like automatic search engine optimization with every article that you release, but the majority of your content is still protected. And we found that every time we post a new article to our blog using this format, and like I said, we've been doing this for a number of years, when they they go and read it, we always get new sign-ups. I don't think there's ever been a time where I haven't put a blog post using this truncated method and we haven't had people sign up to access the privileged information or the premium content. The second method that we're going to show you now is what we call the branch-off method. And the reason we call it the branch-off method is because we separate the content from your blog. And this is the other reason why it's good if you already have an established blog with recurring visitors, that it doesn't interfere with that and you don't offend any of your current visitors or subscribers to your blog. The blog here provides great content and videos and information, but it's not cut off as in the first strategy that we used. And it's not to say that we couldn't use the first strategy on this blog, but we originally set it up just to provide people with information. And for that reason, if we suddenly now cut off content, it's possible that some people could be offended. So to get past this obstacle, we leave the blog as is, and we simply divert traffic to the premium content, which we have set up here, a sales letter, standard sales letter, which gives them access to our premium content. Now this method works very well. In fact, when we first introduced the branch-off premium content to this blog, because we had a fan base of followers on this blog, we generated over $78,000 within 24 hours or 48-hour period, roughly around that time. What we've done is we've created separation between the blog and the premium content. And that way, those fans who are following our blog, there's no way that they can be offended by us suddenly cutting our blog short, because we're still giving them the same post. It's just our premium content is in a separate area. We're done videotaping for the day, so as I said, it's a Friday here, so we're going to go and go to Movie World and have some fun. Here at Movie World, and my daughter's in the back and she's very excited. She's only in preschool, so it's okay that I put her out of school for the day. So come and have some fun.